Hi, Dr. Smith here from the Head and Neck Center of Excellence. If you're watching this, there's a good chance you probably suffer from chronic migraine headaches or know somebody who suffers from these type of headaches. You've also probably gone through CAT scans, MRIs, X-rays, probably had some allergy testing done, you probably had your hormones checked, you probably had some nutritional testing, and even checked yourself to see if you're allergic to things like mold. You've also probably had many different types of therapies and treatments. Perhaps you've tried medications over the counter, then prescription, then also some injectables. Maybe you even had Botox, which can become very expensive, but yet still you have headaches, you've got chronic fatigue, even though you can't sleep. You have concentration issues, maybe you're irritable and you're a little cranky. If this is you, I want you to listen to this story. I have a daughter, and at the time, a few years ago, she was 8 years old, and she began to suffer from these chronic, severe headaches. And she would complain all the time. And as a doctor who helps people with pain and inflammation in their body, I was, of course, frustrated that we couldn't find what was wrong with her. So we did what most people do, especially when it's your child, you want to do everything. We had all the different checkups. Of course, we had her eyes checked, and we had a CAT scan done, and we checked her nutritional levels and the blood work. And yet, all of these tests showed nothing. And not one thing we tried or looked at had a solution. So then I knew it was up to me to find out what I can do to help her. And so as I started to investigate and work on her headaches, I noticed when I examined her neck and her jaw, a light bulb went off in my head. You see, when I started working with her face and her muscles and her neck, she was in excruciating pain. And so I realized that her head and her neck and her jaw were all connected. And then I thought of this thing that we call the triad. 3 components to headaches that most people miss. And I noticed that she, my daughter, was a thumb sucker since the time she was even in the womb. We have an image of that. And so for 8 years, she had been sucking her thumb, which kind of irritated her jaw, which irritated her neck, which gave her headaches. And so no provider was even thinking of that until I found and discovered this. That's why I developed the AS remodeling procedure. And what this is about helping people who have head, neck, and jaw issues bring those into a corrective procedure where we can actually solve the reason why headaches come in the first place. We have gentle, non-forceful machinery that helps us correct the jaw and the neck, and all very, very simple and gentle enough for my daughter who was 8 years old at the time. So if this is something you're having and you're suffering with these continual problems, you may want to investigate if your head and neck are involved in some of the, and the jaw are involved in some of the headaches that you're suffering from. There are even some videos that I've posted. If you check out my YouTube channel at How To Health, that's HOW, the number 2, health, with no spaces in between, I posted some videos that you can kind of look at that give you a self-test on how you can see if you have the beginning of jaw issues and neck issues that may be contributing to your headaches. Hey, listen, I hope this information is useful. If you're suffering from these headaches, go watch those other videos, check it out. Maybe you can learn something and help yourself. Dr. Smith, Head and Neck Center of Excellence.